The colony of New Haven had stopped counting days after the siege began. Elena pressed her palm against the reinforced viewport, watching plasma fire arc across the darkened sky. 300 colonists remained, huddled in the central habdome, while the Kresh Armada systematically dismantled their defenses. "They're not coming," someone whispered behind her. Elena didn't turn around. She'd heard the same sentiment dozens of times over the past weeks. Earth was too far. The distress beacon too weak. Humanity too scattered across the stars to mount a rescue for one forgotten mining colony on the edge of civilized space. "They'll come," she said, though her voice carried little conviction. The Kresh had arrived without warning, their beetle-black warships emerging from slipspace like hungry insects. Their demands were simple: abandon the colony or be eradicated. New Haven's deposits of rare earth metals had caught someone's attention, and the Kresh Consortium didn't negotiate with species they considered inferior. Most of the galaxy agreed. Humans were newcomers, barely 2 centuries into spacefaring civilization. They had no great fleets, no ancient warrior traditions, no genetic advantages. Just stubborn determination and an annoying habit of surviving. Elena commanded the colony's defense force, 12 civilians with mining equipment retrofitted into weapons. Against a Kresh battle group, they were less than nothing. The viewport suddenly blazed white. "Incoming," someone screamed. But the explosion came from above, not below. Elena's breath caught as she watched a Kresh destroyer break apart in silent fury, its hull rupturing like torn paper. Then another, and another status report, she shouted, racing to the command console. Adam, her second in command and the colony's chief engineer, was already pulling up sensor data. His hands moved frantically across the holographic display, contacts emerging from slipspace, multiple signatures. Oh my God, Elena. They're human. The screen filled with identification tags. UNSC Retribution, UNSC Vindication, UNSC Remember Titan. 15 warships, each one a masterwork of human engineering. Each one carrying a name that spoke of memory and rage. "This is Captain Martinez of the UNSC Retribution to New Haven Colony." The voice crackled through every speaker in the dome. "We received your distress call. Sorry we're late. Please stand by while we handle your pest problem." Elena felt her knees weaken. They had come. Earth had sent its warriors. What happened next would become legend across 100 worlds. The Kresh had never fought humans in open warfare. They'd read the report, studied the data, and dismissed humanity as insignificant. They understood weapons and shields and tactical doctrine. What they didn't understand was what humans became when someone threatened their own. The UNSC ships moved like wolves, not with the rigid formations of the Kresh fleet, but with fluid, aggressive coordination. They exploited every weakness, turned every Kresh strength against them. When Kresh shields proved superior, human ships went to ramming speed. When Kresh weapons outranged human guns, human pilots flew closer, accepting damage to deliver overwhelming firepower. Admiral Kowalski, commanding from the Retribution's bridge, watched the tactical display with cold satisfaction. "Marines, prepare for boarding action. I want every Kresh commander alive. They're going to answer for every human life they threatened." The battle lasted 47 minutes. When it ended, the Kresh Armada was scattered wreckage. 3 Kresh ships attempted to flee. The UNSC Vindication pursued them to the system's edge and crippled their drives, leaving them drifting as a message to anyone watching. Elena stood in New Haven's landing bay as the first human dropship descended. The ramp lowered with a hiss of hydraulics, and out stepped Marines in powered armor, weapons ready, moving with predatory grace. The lead Marine removed her helmet. She was young, maybe 25, with burn scars tracing one side of her face. "Ma'am, Sergeant Chen, 3rd Marine Expeditionary Force. The Admiral sends his regards and asks if you need medical assistance." "We're..." Elena's voice cracked. "We're okay. Thank you. Thank you for coming." Chen's expression softened slightly. "Ma'am, you're human. That means something. That means everything." She gestured to her squad. "We've got supplies, medical personnel, and engineering teams. We'll have your colony operational within the week." Adam approached, still clutching his datapad. "How did you get here so fast?" "We're 2 months from the nearest military outpost." "We weren't at an outpost." Chen's smile was predatory. "When your distress call reached Earth, the Admiral was authorized to use experimental slipspace drives. We covered 3 months' distance in 16 days." She paused. The Council of Species said it was impossible. They said we shouldn't risk valuable warships for a mining colony. What did Earth say? Elena asked. Earth said that every human life is valuable, that we don't abandon our own, that anyone who threatens human colonies will learn exactly what kind of species they've made an enemy of. Over the following hours, the full picture emerged. Earth hadn't just sent a rescue mission. They'd sent a statement. The experimental drives worked. Humanity could now project force across vast distances. The Kresh Consortium's reputation as regional predators was shattered. And most importantly, every human colony, no matter how remote, now knew with absolute certainty. If you called, Earth would answer. That night, Elena stood again at the viewport. The Kresh wreckage formed a glittering debris field, illuminated by New Haven's sun. The UNSC fleet hung in formation, protective, watchful. Adam joined her, carrying 2 cups of real coffee, a gift from the Marine supplies. They came, he said quietly. They came, Elena agreed. Across the colony, children who'd been too terrified to sleep for weeks finally rested peacefully. Adults who'd accepted their deaths began planning futures again. And New Haven's beacon, which had screamed into the void for so long, finally fell silent. It no longer needed to call for help. Earth's warriors had fallen from the sky, and the galaxy was learning a lesson that would echo for generations. Humanity protected its own. Always. No matter the distance. No matter the cost. They believed no one would come. They were wrong.